A new study is giving new insight on America's top addictions and how those struggling are looking for help. Mental health and addiction treatment facility Sabino Recovery analyzed America's Google search history, finding an addiction to pornography at the top of the list, followed by alcohol and gambling. Other addictions plaguing Americans include opioids, food, marijuana, and social media. Through their research, Sabino Recovery is hoping to spread societal awareness of these dangerous habits and promote resources for Americans to try to get some help. So joining me now is Dr. Yalda Safai, psychiatrist and medical expert. Dr. Safai, thank you so much for your time. First of all, are you surprised at all by this list?
It's very interesting. I am incredibly surprised because this is not what I'm seeing in my everyday practice. Porn addiction, I might have seen one or two patients in my entire career who suffer with this disorder. So it's very surprising to me. And it makes me wonder if these patients are actually suffering in silence and not seeking treatment. That actually, the results of the study makes me conclude that they're not, in fact, getting treatment, because I work with a ton of patients who suffer from addiction, and very few of them complain about addiction to porn. So yes, I'm very surprised.
Well, and that was my question too, because I'm like, do you think just because people are searching for something, do you think that they realize that they could have an actual addiction before we say whether or not they do? Do you think they even realize, like, maybe this is a problem?
So addiction is a strong word, okay?
Yeah.
Just because somebody occasionally looks at porn online or Google's porn-related videos doesn't mean they necessarily have an addiction, right? It's only an addiction when you're spending excessive time and energy trying to obtain what you're addicted to the point that it interferes with your social life, it interferes with your personal and professional life because you spend so much time trying to seek your next fix, so to speak. So addiction is a strong term, and I think porn addiction is not very much talked about. It's not even recognized in the DSM, which is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Psychiatry. It's basically the Bible of mental illnesses. It's not even recognized as a true disorder at this point. So I think people are just not aware that porn can be addicting, I think.
This is such good information. What are some things that people can do? Let's say people are listening to this right now, they're watching this, they're not necessarily ready or willing to reach out for professional help, but maybe they know, hey, I need to cut back. What are some things people can do?
Sure. I would even say for alcohol or anything else that was on that list that you saw minus opioids, people engage in alcohol drinking or shopping or social media use or even gambling. As long as it doesn't interfere with your daily activities, you're not spending excessive amount of time trying to pursue it, it's okay. But if you find yourself cutting from your personal, professional, or social life to obtain any of these things that you have listed right now, that's the first sign you have a problem. And listen, the first step to recovery is acknowledging you have a problem. Without doing that, forget the rest of the steps. So, first of all, identify your pattern for seeking substances that you have listed here. And if you feel like you're doing it in excess, you need to recognize you have a problem before you can take the next steps to recovery. And please keep in mind that recovery is a lengthy process. It's not something that happens overnight. Failures are common, relapses are common, so be patient and kind with yourself, okay? It's a long journey ahead of you, but there's a lot of resources out there that people are willing to help. So recognize you have a problem, seek help, and be patient with yourself.
That is such good advice there, Dr. Safai. My last question for you, what about children? Because all of those things that we listed, kids potentially have access to all of the vices. How do parents help their kids?
I always say the first sign that there's something wrong with your kid is a sudden change in behavior. Okay. I know teenagers are moody and they might be impulsive. So, not the regular, tantrums that teenagers and kids face or throw. When you see a sudden drastic change into your kid's problem, that's the first sign, the first red flag that something is off. Our kids spend a lot of time in the internet. So, and a lot of things happen on the internet. So, I would I would acknowledge that their behavior has changed. And maybe this is unpopular opinion, but I think as a parent, it's a good idea to sometimes monitor what they're looking at on the internet just to give you a better idea of what's going on. If you notice your kid is looking up, porn excessively, and I know teenagers likely look at porn, so I'm not talking about the normal teenager behaviors. Excessive use of something, don't ignore it. You need to seek help early for your kids.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.